I want to share with you 5 social secrets that will make people like you. The best part is this does not require people pleasing, feeling fake, or feeling manipulative. These 5 tips are designed to bring out the best authentic version of you. Incorporating just 1 or 2 of these, I know, can have a huge impact in your social interactions. Last year, I was doing interviews for a position I had open in my company. And there was this one guy who showed up really well, had great energy. I enjoyed our conversation. The next day, he sends me an email saying, "I am so sorry. That was terrible. I did not perform. I was a nervous wreck." It caught me off guard because I was like, dude, I loved our conversation. I thought you killed it. But it made me remember this point. If you want to get people to like you, you have to first win the inner game. The game going on in your head. Did that sound stupid? Are they judging me right now? Understand that every ounce of energy you spend in your own head in social interactions takes you out of the moment and works against you. See, just like that interview, oftentimes people aren't picking up on anything that's going on in your head. No one is aware of your internal chatter or doubts. Not to sound rude, but they're not unique to you. I think everybody has those to an extent. I tour in a rock band and we have this saying, mess up twice. And what this means is that if you're on stage, you're playing to like 30,000 people and you mess up. If you do it once, people notice. But if you do it twice, they assume that, oh yeah, he meant to do that. Part of the show. I've always liked that. You can make a recovery. But if you freak out and call attention to it and look on your faces that you messed up, then all of a sudden you did mess up. Don't let that internal self chatter become a self-fulfilling prophecy. What I mean by that is you feel nervous, you think that everyone's looking at you being nervous, and that makes you act more nervous. The secret is very backwards, but it's actually to care less. The reason we get nervous is because we're attached to controlling an outcome. You're attached to controlling how you're coming across in a social interaction. And ironically, when you're in your own head, it's a selfish thing because you're making the whole interaction about you and how you look and how you perform. So if you take the focus off yourself and you put it onto other people, there's a good chance your interaction will be better and people will like you more. It's been said that eyes are the windows to the soul. There was a study I read a long time ago. It was a researcher who had couples ask 36 questions and then they would stare into each other's eyes without breaking eye contact. Get this, for 4 minutes straight. Literally just locked in like this for 4 minutes. People would bond so much, some people would even get married. Dude, she's totally checking you out. You see the way she looked at you? Why do we say things like that? Eyes are the windows to the soul. This tip is to make eye contact more than you probably are. It conveys confidence that you're focusing on someone, you're plugged into the now, and also for reasons we mentioned earlier. Not that you want everyone to fall in love with you. Now you might be thinking, well, how much eye contact do I make? Probably first off, we should lead with there is such thing as too much eye contact. Do not just stare at someone like this and blink and stare and never break eye contact, because you know why? They're gonna be like, that dude gave me serial killer vibes. But then there's people who don't make any eye contact and they're not even looking at you. They're looking around the room, right? You're trying to talk to them. Does this look like I really care about what I'm talking about? No. Some people have said that 60 to 70% eye contact with like 30, 40% breaking it and looking away as an ideal number, but to me the number seems sort of arbitrary. What I would do as an experiment is increase it 20%. Just become aware of eye contact. And if it's too intense, another tip, you can look at someone's left eye. You know, sometimes thinking about eye contact when you're doing it makes eye contact really hard, but just get in a habit of doing it a bit more than usual and it'll become natural for you. If you're liking this video so far, could you do me a favor? Drop a like for the algorithm, really helps boost us up, and subscribe if you're not already. You ever heard the saying, we like those like us? People are drawn to others that they share similarities with. You probably follow celebrities or influencers or people that you feel connected to. The reason you feel connected is because you have shared interests. Draw attention to similarities with people. When you meet people and interact with them, the more similarities you can make between you two, the better. Some more actionable tips on similarities. I got some for you. The strongest words you can say once you get to know someone, you know what those are? Us, are, we. It's not me, myself, and I. Say you're right and I agree. I got this from someone who worked at the Apple store and they were trained to say you're right, I agree, instead of yeah, We've said this in our last social skills video. Say their name. People are conditioned from an early age. Their name is what they hear and respond to. It's an identity. It's part of you. Even dogs know their own names. Don't overdo it though. It gets kind of creepy if you force it. And the last little tip here is find their secret obsession. You ever been at a party or a dinner and the conversation is, for lack of a better word, generic? What do you do? Where are you from? It's just a snooze fest, but then something happens. A topic gets brought up that you really care about. Like, let's just say it was conspiracies and you love it and you know everything about the hollow earth or Antarctica. Man, there's like an energetic charge that goes through you. And all of a sudden, if you're tired or disinterested, boom, you're like wrapped up and engaged in the moment. I find that everyone has sort of a secret obsession. Keep mental notes of what that is for people. And then if you're ever in a lull, go back to that and ask them about it. People love talking about what they're actually interested in. Let me give you a scenario. Dude, great job on that talk. You totally crushed it. What do you mean? No, it wasn't even that good. It sucked. Oh man, I really like your hair today. It looks awesome. Oh, stop. I rolled out of the bed and only had like 10 minutes to do this. Are compliments comfortable for you? And what I mean by that is if someone tells you something they like about you, do you accept it? Or are you tempted to say, no, I don't really like that, or oh, thanks, but? If so, we need to change that. Here's why. You might have heard things like, don't talk about your success, don't be braggadocious, be humble. To an extent, all those are good things. It is. However, I think that people take humility too far and they internalize it to never accepting any compliments, or anytime you hear something great about yourself, you have to discredit it and push it away. If you get in a habit of doing that long enough, that becomes a personality trait for you. And the scary part, now it's not just anytime someone else says something good about you, but anytime you want to say something good about yourself, you have to push it away and discredit it. That's where a lot of lack of self-confidence comes from, in my opinion. Let me paint this scenario for you. Someone gives you a Christmas gift and you say, wow, I don't want it. Here, take it right back. No. I know you already bought it. I know you thought of me. I don't want this gift. You just take it. You wouldn't do that. It's the exact same thing when someone gives you a compliment. If you just push it back in their face, that doesn't feel good for them and they want you to have it. In that sense, your humility is actually rude. If you're always correcting people when they say nice things about you, does that convey confidence? No, it conveys self-doubt. You don't believe in yourself. This tip's deep, but get in the habit of accepting compliments from people. The correct response, thank you. And if you have resistance right now going in your head like, oh, I don't know if I can do that, you need to do it even more. That's very kind of you to say, thank you. That's it, that's all you need to do. And the flip side of this is get in the habit of telling other people things you like about them. If it's sincere, that's a huge thing too. Don't just do this as a kiss up. Once you accept compliments, you can accept them from yourself, you can give them to others, and your internal self-confidence will unlock and you'll be a magnet for getting people to like you. I read a story once about an author, and he was famous for going into interviews with A-list celebrities and getting the best performance out of them. People who wouldn't normally open up, think rock stars, actors, athletes. This guy could get them to open up. And someone asked him about how he was able to capture them. Like, how do you make them feel so comfortable? How do you get such great stories out of them? One that stuck with me is he says, before the interview starts, I do something a little unorthodox. I share something that's completely true, but completely vulnerable about myself. I think in doing that, it allows them to open up back. In sharing something vulnerable about yourself, it allows people to feel safe, feel empathy, and build trust. It could be as simple as, sorry, I'm a little frustrated today. My dog literally on the rug this morning. Whatever it is doesn't matter as much as that it's true and authentic to you. This doesn't have to be an overshare. You don't have to meet someone and be like, hey, how you doing? Just so you know, I have a borderline drinking problem. This point is to be a real human. Be authentic. If you notice that celebrities will do this all the time. They're constantly sharing quirks or vulnerable moments or parts of themselves that are a little different, and people go nuts for it because they feel like they're relatable. They're so down to earth. Selected, real, authentic moments of vulnerability, that's what helps strengthen social connections and let people bond with you. There's a reason in these YouTube videos I share a lot of information, and sometimes I talk a lot about my mistakes or areas where I messed up. I do that because I never want to come across like I have it all figured out or I'm some perfect guru giving advice on the internet. That's not my style at all. In fact, our coaching clients, when we ask them like, why'd you sign up? What was it about us and our company that made you want to work with us? A lot of them say, you guys just feel so real. You don't feel as fake or perfect as other people out there, and it seems more trustworthy. And by the way, if you're interested in Metamorphic, our coaching program, or you want to speak to one of our coaches for free, I'll link down below where you can grab a call. So for you, however you want to apply this, I think that selected moments of vulnerability are very important to break down those walls and win people over with not just an intellectual conversation, but like emotionally draw people in and connect with them. You win the hearts, not just the minds. So open up. You might just be surprised on how it helps strengthen your interactions. You're serious about increasing your social game? Then I'll link up right here the perfect next video. It's on 4 social secrets that'll make you attractive. And these 4 we didn't talk about in this video. Keep the party going, and I'll see you there.